Hello, Active Sage here on the Sage channel, and welcome back to another episode of Singular Survival. This time our battle plan is pretty simple. We're going to do something not too simple. What we're going to go ahead and do in this episode is begin installing more battery packs. And my main plan... How the hell did they all just go up the max? Oh, the reactors inside the ships must be actually outputting some power to them. Anyway, our main plan at this moment, and let's go ahead and check our inventory to ensure we do not run out of hydrogen. We're a bit short. That would be an embarrassing start. Our main plan is to go ahead and install some batteries. And we're going to go ahead and do that, I think, right above this conveyor here. Since everything's piping directly... Ooh, we're having some frame rate troubles there. Everything's piping directly into the center. We can have our main pipes from now on going upwards into our main living area or whatever we decide to add in next. Probably living area, not absolutely sure though. But since we got our pipes right here, and I completely lost my train of thought and stumbled all over myself, so there's a cut there. What do you know? Anyway, we're going to be putting in the batteries right here from this point up. And I think we're going to start by making sure we put in just as many batteries here as we already have down here. So that once we disconnect this and end up moving it up there, we're not going to be, well, without power for a time. So we have 6 batteries there. Let's go ahead and install 6 batteries right here. And in fact, we're going to install 8 batteries right here. So where this ship is going to have a mountain of battery power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's quite a few, ain't it? Blimey. So we're gonna have a lot of power once we're dead. Once we're done. Hopefully we won't be dead. Maybe that's my subconscious telling me that once we lift off in this ship, we're going to find that we don't have enough power from these solar panels to power up all these batteries, and we're just going to simply drop from the sky. Then again, once we're in space, it shouldn't be too troublesome to just aim the ship directly at a power source like the sun and fuel up these batteries. Nice and easy like. Anyway, there we go. We're going to mainly work on powering one of these up. The reason I haven't put any here is because we're going to go ahead and let me find it on my hotbar here. Put some merge blocks in. Yes, indeedy. And we're going to pop the merge block in right here. If I can just rotate the damn thing. There we go, the way we want. So there we go. And then the other merge block, we're actually going to go ahead and put all the way over here on this thing. Which way's up, which way's down? It doesn't really matter, does it? It'll be fine no matter what, long as... There we go. We can see all the power levels from the sides, which we will be able to. Cool. So we're going to basically disconnect that eventually once we hook probably the flying sausage up to this and fly it all the way up there. And we're just going to be using a landing gear to move it. That's my current plan. Who knows? There might be some issues with landing gears, but hopefully not, and we won't explode in flames. Let's go hydrogen bottle. Let's grab you, and let's find a hydrogen generator, oxygen generator right here. We'll just drop off all the ones we have right there and grab up some more full ones. There we go. Keep 3... Woo! Doggy bark in the background. Lad must want some attention from somebody. Woo! That's genuinely scared me. And we'll go ahead and power weld up all these. And once we have 6 of them, then we'll actually get to actually moving the... other ones up here. And by the way, pretty obviously the reason I have 8 total and then only 6 down there is because once we connect them, we'll remove the 2 blocks and then put more batteries there. So let's go ahead and get to it. Ooh boy. And I think I'm going to do most of this manual instead of trying to load... That's stupid, isn't it? We've learned our lesson quite a few times. Doing stuff manually doesn't really speed anything up. I think maybe we'll get this one done. But the other ones, we're definitely going to fill up the flying sausage wish with. Oh my god, I'm stuttering because I'm wondering what my puppy's up to. I'm going to go check really quick and be right back. Everything alright? No, lad. You broke a dish. So that happened. Let me start from the beginning. Lad, sure enough, my little pup was barking at my father, who was sleeping wonderfully on a couch with a pillow in front of his face to block out said bark. So, obviously, Lad wanted to go outside, and for some reason, instead of asking me, he went to his granddaddy. Anyway, I took Lad outside, had a nice little walk around the pond, came back inside, and got distracted watching a TV for a minute or two, only to hear a loud smashing noise, which you all probably heard, because I did leave my audio recording. Yeah, Lad came for my dinner bowl of mine that I left on my desk and knocked it off and smashed it. Luckily, it was pretty much empty, and he got a little bit of a scolding from me. Just a little like, "What are you doing?" sort of bark. And yeah, we're back now, and I got some cookie dough, so we can continue working. Yes, we can. Alrighty, what were we doing? Right, we're gonna finish this one, because I wasn't sure I could get the ship's welders low enough to it, and then we're going to load up the ship and try to weld up the rest of these. Now, the biggest problem here is just going to be power cells, I think, because the most of this, construction and computer and all that, so it's pretty simple to produce. I think the most complex thing there is the computers, because they say silicon wafers, but even that I think we're alright with. So we'll just queue up, that was... yeah, about 200 of them. I did shift double click there and it only said 170. I was like, what is this? But of course it sent it to the other ones. But yeah, power cells are the thing we're going to be needing the most of. And we're going to be needing, yikes, 120 for each of these. And I believe these were 8 high, which means our good old friend the calculator's back, because I'm not the best at math. So 8 times 3 pylons equals that many, plus the 2 we're going to have to build to replace that, times the 120 each. Oh my god, we're in trouble now. Okay, so we need a couple thousand. But remember, we only need to get one of these lines really running right now, so let's go ahead and queue up... Ooh, you're even saying we're out of iron now. That's not good. We'll queue up, just honestly, 500? No, 6... 7. We have to get 6 running, and then we're going to need a few more for the other 20 per each. So yeah, we'll queue up that many. We'll see how we do. Let's also just check our inventories here. Iron ingot. Oh dearie. Only 20 there. Only 10 there. Okay, we got 27 or 29,000 there. Cool. Oh, and silicon wafers. We actually have quite a few of those as well. And then we have some other ores still being refined in our refineries. In fact, we can go ahead and search up our our refineries, and we can even these out a little bit, which we've done before. Okay, I evened them out a little bit. They're still pretty unbalanced. There's one with 54, but I don't really feel like dealing with that. I really do need to get like some of those TIM scripts that people keep talking about, and I've even mentioned in the past. But I'm not going to put those in there until we get sort of a more designated computer area for them. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and carry on with our plan of welding this one up, and then get the welding ship, the flying sausage, out here to do the rest. And there we go. That's one of these done, and it actually seems like it starts at halfway power. I thought they started at quarter power. That would appear not, though. Oh god, why must it be just a big clump of numbers? Why can't I have a nice little power bar that tells me for sure, with a percentage over it or something like that, or just next to it? A percentage even! Just a percentage instead of just a bunch of numbers. Stored power is that much. What's max stored power? Why not just say it right there? So, anyway, there we go. We got one of those up. I did go ahead and put some components, as you can see, into the rest of these. In fact, I can fly up here and be dropping off a few as we go. And then we're just going to go ahead and put whatever else into the flying sausage, and we'll start welding these up. And this is actually pretty damn good timing, because it looks like the sun is just coming up over the horizon. So I ran out of... okay. Cool. So we got this. Let's actually, now that we got the sausage there, we can go ahead and just double click to transfer any of the power cells we can find, and let's just type in power cell and not transfer it out of there. I saw some people were losing their marbles just completely and utterly in the previous episode, because I missed like 400 and something of something I was looking for. Yeah, I did eventually find it, I'm pretty sure, because I remember when I was watching the episode, or editing the episode, I should say, I noticed that I was missing them. I'm like, but I get these later, don't I? And I seem to remember me getting them. Maybe it was those power cells right there that I just about missed. Wow, we already have 400 and something of them. Jesus Christ. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move these there. We split the stack the best we could. These are both apparently full now, pretty much. Wowzers. And let's also just move some more computers. And what else are we going to need? Steel plates. Ow, why are we doing that slow? In fact, let's not even do that, because look, there's 7,000 right there. My Batman powers are most definitely activating, it would appear, in the fact that I am most definitely is blind, is a bat. Also, it's kind of interesting that these don't have displays in them, do they? No, that's not a needed component, even though it's got a little display panel right there. Either way, we got that. We can actually go ahead now and find the flying sausage, wherever the hell it is we've parked the damn thing. Here we go. Hop into this. We'll check its reactors, make sure we're good to go. Reactors, cool, 24, 13. Oh yeah, we're good to go. We could split that up a little bit better, but we'll leave it be for the time being. The only problem with Tim's is, of course, it'll pull from everything. You can name containers properly so it won't pull stuff out of them and shift it into other containers. Basically, it's actually very clever. You can do pretty much anything with it. But it does mean you have to name pretty much everything. And if we don't, well, basically all of these containers in this ship right now would have been emptied and sorted into something else if we didn't name them correctly. That is, if we already had Tim. We need to go ahead and put that in. I'm thinking we'll go ahead and put that in probably in between all of these large battery stacks. And I am hoping that these battery stacks will be enough to actually power, well, everything on this ship once it's all up and running. Boy, that made us, gave us some progress there, eh? We're already up to a few of these complete. That's 3 total now, 4 total. Are our solar panels actually starting to cook? No, it's still seeing red, but that sun is coming up, and we're waiting for right now just the glow of the welders. There we go to stop. We'll hover up and continue welding. And boy, we're making some quick progress on this, aren't we? In fact, I think we'll even try to weld up some more battery. Never mind. I was about to try to weld up another set of batteries, but what's the point if we just run out of the main supplies we need? Anyway, I'm going to hover down over here, and we'll go ahead and get ourselves ready to disconnect and shift up this large piece. Now, the problem is, and I can actually fly up to demonstrate this, to lock that into place, what we're going to have to do is basically pick it up and then rotate our ship to the side. Now, the problem with that is, and we're keeping a very close eye on our speed, is I'm pretty sure that, yeah, look, our speed's increasing now. The problem is that as soon as we get tilted to the side, this ship cannot support itself anymore, and it starts to fall. So what we're going to have to do is find a way basically to rotate that big pylon of batteries upright before we take it away. And of course we could do something with maybe a piston, do you think? No, not a piston, a rotor. And in fact, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Since they have said that they've improved rotor stability, in theory, now what we can do is just simply install a rotor, not even two, just a singular rotor on this thing, stick a landing gear on the edge of that, rotate about, and grab it. And we're going to be doing all this on the ship and not the battery itself. I think that's probably the best thing we can do. Cool. And really, I should have been doing it up there so we'd have all the components, but for now, we'll just do it down here. In fact, we want to do it over here so there's a chance the welders will actually weld up what we're doing. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and first and foremost, grab some steel plates out of here. Our hydrogen's still looking pretty nice. We'll just grab the 200 that are right there, far more than we need, but whatever. And we'll just bring this out all the way to right about there. And then we're going to go ahead and go down a little bit. Dink, dink. Go to our shift 4, shall we? Shift 5, shift 6, shift 7. Shift 7 has empty space, and the other ones I don't quite feel like moving about right now. And we'll do an advanced rotor, because this should be a bigger one. In theory, this should be exactly the same, because its code's the same. But you'd think it's a bigger rotor, it'll have more stability. So, since it's just the code's exactly the same pretty much, we're just going to go ahead and remove that and use the small one, because I suspect the small one's going to be a little bit easier on supplies. Let's see, this is 1 motor, 2 small steel tubes. It's pretty simple, really. Let's go ahead and see. What's the other rotor? What? That can't be right. That's glitched out. Okay, it's not showing me my mouse over it down there. I have to mouse over it right here. There we go. Yeah, a little bit less, I'd say. So we're definitely going with the little tiny one. And since they did have that update that said these should now be able to lock themselves, we should be fine. Let's just go ahead and... the only things we really need to weld up that the welding or I probably can't reach are these things right here. So we'll weld these up. There we go. Get them the rest of the way. Cool, and now let's turn on this welding array right here and hopefully not annihilate ourselves. I saw a little glitch there where we could select the back end of the welders. There it was. There. And welder, select, and on, and back away, just in case. Cool, and it was not able to weld them all up. Dagnabbit! Again with a range. Let's just go ahead and, oh, that's annoying. There we go. Everything's all welded up now. I didn't want to bother you with just me going back into the cargo container, even though I could have just been using that dang thing right there instead of the glitched out point. Alrighty, so there we go. We got this in here. Let's see. How is this going to work? It's going to grab it, and then it's going to need to rotate 90 degrees. Let's give it some space. That way we are not going to end up in a super duper spot of bother. And let's just hope this little tiny dinky rotor is actually strong enough to rotate it. I have a feeling our ship will be more than powerful enough to hold it all up. Let's hope. But if it's not, well, then we'll just quickly disconnect and we'll lose all of that wonderful material pretty much. Mainly we're worried about just losing those power cells inside of them. And actually, let's just do a super duper quick check all the way up to here. Talk to you, and let's just see how our production's actually doing. It's apparently finished them all. So we'll queue up another, how many did we say total? It was like 3,000. We already had a few. We already had like 700. That's probably more than we'll need, but whatever. We're always ending up using more than we need. And who knows, we might be replacing this whole stack. So there you go, 2,000 and something queued up. Let's go ahead once again to Control 7, get a landing gear. Main components in this. Yeah, I think we got most of this in our inventory already. Stick you right there. Is that enough space? That's not enough space this in. We need to move this down a little bit more, just so I have that little tiny bit of extra space. Maybe we should have used the advanced rotor, because I suspect the advanced rotor might have slightly better torque setups on it, so we might have been able to have a little bit more power. But whatever, what's done is done. Once again, let's go to Control 7 and install our lovely landing gear. And we're going to need to find a large steel tube to complete this. Hopefully we have one in here, a large steel. Yeah, hey, there we go. Grab one of them and go ahead and finish this off. There we go. And now we're almost to the moment of truth. In fact, such a moment of truth, and we had a little bit of a lag spike there, that I am going to do a Shift F5 to save right there. There we go, waiting for the save message to show up. We're going to use save as, right like so. There we go. And I might as well have waited a little bit before doing that, because one thing we're going to need to do is set this rotor up so it's not going to over-rotate, because we don't want to be fiddling with it when we're actually going. So we're going to select rotor, and we're going to select you, and where are you right now? It's maximum, its lower limit we'll set to, let's just get it spinning a little tiny bit. Where's the velocity? There we go. Okay, so that's the way we want it to go. And we want it to go up to there. So just 90 degrees that way and back to 0. So which would be upper and which would be lower again? I guess a lower limit would be 0, wouldn't it? So go ahead and set the lower limit at 0 and the upper limit at 90. So now, oh god, I didn't mean to exit that. Let's go to rotor once more. That's not the right place. We need to be control panel. Rotor once more. We'll go ahead and select you, kind rotor, and we'll tell you to spin up to there. Cool. And we'll tell you to spin back to there. Also cool. Awesome. And we want it to move slowly. So I think, yes indeed, oh, I didn't mean to push into 1.5 should be good enough. Rotor displacement. I don't think that's really going to matter. The safety lock, and then that should instantly, yeah, lock it. Okay, cool. Whoa, where'd it go? Why did that just, that wasn't an edit, it literally just everything flash jumped like that. So it was unlocking it and locking it changed a bit. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead, hop in a cockpit. Once again, we're doing a Shift F5 now that we got that set up. In fact, we should probably get in here and select our rotor. And we'll set you to reverse, and then we'll also set you to, there should be a toggle in here for lock, shouldn't there? Oh my god, I can't read that. It's just like a safety lock on and off, I think is what that said. Yes, yes indeed, it is. Alrighty, so we got that set up, so now we can rotate our rotor without any issue. Cool. And then let's also go ahead into the G menu once more and find that landing gear, and ensure that we have that assigned to a thing. Switch lock. Cool. Oh boy, guys and gals, here comes the moment of truth. Let's do that last save. We'll do another save as, because this is the time we should have been doing a save as, not the other time. Let's go ahead and rotate that rotor down. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. It's the moment of truth. Oh, if we mess it up, it's all over. It's not all over. We got all those other batteries we installed. Let's also just go ahead, though, and since we have all those supports over there coming down, we should be alright in removing this because we really need the space right here. God almighty, nothing go wrong. Just like a band-aid. Do it quick, and hopefully nothing goes terribly wrong, and the whole world doesn't implode in on itself. And it didn't, so we're good. There we go. So now we're going to have the room we're going to need to maneuver here. Hop back into the cockpit. And fly ourselves backwards, and we're wanting to grab the top one, that way we have the most space. Now let's just hope to God that these thrusters are enough. If we end up in a spot of bother, I'm not going to lie, I might revert the save real quick. And just simply go ahead and empty out all the cargo from the ship. Right now, I'm hoping we'll have enough power to not need to have emptied out the cargo. So, no, number 5 for some reason. And quick load.